Welcome to the Enjoy More 30s Family Finance Podcast, the only podcast dedicated to making life more enjoyable for young families by hitting on the financial topics that tend to weigh on us, stress us out, and distract our focus from simply enjoying life.
Hello and welcome to Enjoy More 30s Family Finance. This is the 7th episode in the Your Money Multiplier series, which is entitled Make a Regular Income, Have Regular Pay. This is actually in addition to what I had planned to cover this season, but when I thought of this topic, I was just really excited to share it. I feel like it could really help a lot of people that I just wanted to make sure I fit it in now. If you're like a lot of people out there, whether it be self-employed entrepreneur, an individual in some kind of a sales profession, or you just have a large part of your income that's bonus derived, we're going to cover what you need to know when it comes to organizing how your income flows and what you can do to turn that into a regularly occurring monthly pay for yourself. Ants are wonderfully amazing and at the same time amazingly irritating creatures. There is no other creature out there that I have such a combination of respect and also disdain for. Millions of these little worker ants are out everywhere all the time gathering food, and they don't care if that food's in your house, they don't care if it's at your picnic. They will keep coming no matter how many of them you get rid of. Up in the Northeast, these little creatures store so much food throughout the warmer season that they're able to survive the entire winter below ground. Now, most people out there are probably familiar with Aesop's fable of the grasshopper and the ant, which goes off of this kind of work ethic that the ants have. So it's very well known. It's not just me. What the fable doesn't cover, which is so impressive though, is how these tiny creatures have, this huge glut of food, yet somehow know how to slowly distribute it out to themselves. I'm sure if they could get monthly ShopRite deliveries, that'd make everything a lot easier, and they probably wouldn't be such a pain during the warmer months taking all of the food. So what you need to know is people with large fluctuating incomes tend to have this same distribution problem to deal with. But instead of food, it's money. And I am one of those people the way my personal income works. Almost all of my income gets paid to me quarterly, as it is for most people in my profession. And the reason is pretty simple. Advisory fees tend to be paid out quarterly. This causes a big problem though when it comes to managing my monthly income. It makes it exceedingly more difficult. My mortgage, cell phone, and everything else that you have needs to be paid monthly. So I have to spread income out over the whole quarter. How much, did I spend? How much did I save? How much do I have left after the last quarter? All these questions become problematic very quickly. In addition to that, there's much more of a likelihood to spend whatever comes through the door. You go to a restaurant, if they gave you 10% less on your plate, you'd probably still finish it, either way, 10% less, 10% more. Whatever you have in front of you, there's a higher chance of consuming it. So money's the same way. Make more, spend more is kind of an easy trap to fall into. What you can do, though, is convert your irregular income into regular pay. And it's actually pretty simple to do. We call it the bucketing approach to budgeting. First, have all your various forms of irregular income flow into one bank account. So this is bucket one. And we call it the all income account because all your income flows into it. So you have bonuses, commissions, whatever they might be, they all flow into this all income account, bucket one. Next, have this account send a fixed amount every month to your checking or whatever spending account that you have. This is bucket two. You just systemized your income. So as an example, let's say you received $35,000 this quarter. This would go into your all income account, right? Bucket one. If you need, let's say, $10,000 a month for all your expenses, you have this push over to your checking or spending account, bucket two, automatically every month. So first of the month, $10,000 comes over. Second month, $10,000 comes over. First day of the third month, $10,000 comes over. So you now are systematizing your income. You receive $10,000 every month. And now you also know that you have an extra $5,000 that you can do something with, right? Okay, I received $35,000 this quarter. I know that my systematic that I have set up to move over to my spending account is $10,000 every month. So 10,000 times 3 is 30. I know that I still have an extra $5,000 from this variable income that I received. This works great for monthly amounts too. If I make $15,000 one month, then $7,000 the next month, then $10,000 the one after that, again, you can always have this income, whenever you receive it, go into this all income account. So that first bucket. And then again, just carrying over from the previous example, if there's that set $10,000 a month that's delivered to me on the first of the month or whatever date you want, when you see that money then build up in your all income account, you can siphon it off, add it to your investments, spend it on a special project. And since you're paying yourself this fixed amount, your spending doesn't change with your income. A huge additional point. You're essentially turning yourself into your own business structure. So just stop for a second and think about any business out there. There is no company that earns exactly the same every single month. So think of the company you're working for right now. They don't bring in the same exact amount of revenue every single month. Some months are always better than others. But any salaried employee gets paid the same exact amount every month. So the business is doing the same thing. They have a variable income that goes into this all income kind of account. People get paid out every month their fixed salaries, and the money left in the account at the end is the additional profit. So you're just rearranging yourself to work how every business pretty much out there works and how it makes sense for them to handle this same exact situation. So as a recap of the episode today, first is to acknowledge that irregular income is definitely more challenging of a problem. The second is to set up your 2 buckets to handle it though. Your all income bucket, so bucket number 1, to receive all the various income, and then a checking or spending bucket, so bucket number 2, to receive a fixed amount every month that matches what your monthly expenditures are. Third is to calculate out how much you actually need to live on each month, and set the transfer to occur automatically from one account to the other. Lastly, make sure to look regularly, whether it's quarterly or annually, whatever works for you, for the amount that's building up in your all income account to hopefully invest a sizable portion towards yourself to help you get closer to your goals, but also to any other special expenses or goal items that you might have that, vacations or, things of that nature. Greatly simplifying your irregular cash flow removes anxiety, stress, and cash flow work on your part, which frees up the mental energy and now extra all income account resources to make life more enjoyable for you. Thanks for tuning in today. As always, if you are able to implement what we cover, then that is fantastic. You have less to worry about than before and can focus more on just, enjoying life. If you are wanting help with these things though, or have questions you need help in clarifying, check out the Ask Joe section on the show's website. That's www.enjoymore30s.com. That's enjoymore30s.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to follow and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. There are literally millions of young American families out there I'm trying to reach and help just like you. The next episode is the last of this season of Your Money Multiplier and is titled Stock Option Mayhem, where we're going to cover how you can make sense of all those restricted stock options, stock purchase plans, and so forth into a plan that can most benefit you. Thanks as always for tuning in and looking forward to connecting with you again soon.
The conversations on this show are Joe's opinions and provided for general information purposes only. They do not constitute accounting, legal, tax, or other professional advice for your specific situation. You should always seek appropriate advice from a financial advisor, accountant, lawyer, or other professional before acting upon any content or information found here first. Joe is affiliated with New Horizons Wealth Management LLC, a branch office of TFS Securities Inc. and TFS Advisory Services, an SEC-registered investment advisor, member FINRA/SIPC.